How are you? Where are you from? Where do you come from?
Chicago.
Chicago, Illinois.
Yes.
Okay, windy city.
Yes.
Very cold.
Yes.
You born there, raised there?
Yes.
From the time you were born and you lived there.
Yes.
Have you been to Thailand before?
Yes, many times. Fortunate.
Many times. You like coming here?
Yes. Thank you.
Have you been exposed to any teaching of the Buddha?
Yes.
You study or just hear from other people?
A little bit of both.
Interested?
Yes.
Anything, any particular thing you want to know or want to have clarified?
Self-improvement on mindfulness and patience.
What do you want to know about it?
How to improve myself on that even more. Any recommendations?
How to be more mindful? Okay. Being mindful is to be here and now and concentrate on the present. Normally your mind likes to wander, likes to think about here and there and everywhere, and it hardly stays where it is. In order to be mindful, you have to bring your mind back here, to the here and now, not to sometime before or after or sometime in the future. So you have to stop thinking, basically, because that's how your mind goes, running around, by using your thoughts. And to be mindful is to stop, actually is to stop thinking. And in order to stop thinking, you need to have something to anchor your mind, to hold your mind to. This is what we call the object of mindfulness, such as using a mantra. You can recite the name of the Buddha, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. If you can concentrate on reciting this mantra, you can stop your thoughts. And if you become proficient, then it means you have mindfulness. You can stop your thought anytime you like. What is the benefit of stopping your thought? If you can stop your thought, you can stop your anger, you can stop your greed, you can stop your emotion, your bad feelings. So your bad feelings arise from your thoughts. When you think about something bad, then you feel bad. If you stop thinking about it, then that bad feeling will disappear. So this is basically what is the benefit of having mindfulness. Is to stop the bad feelings, bad emotion that associated with your thought, your bad thoughts. Sometimes you don't want to think bad things, but you could not stop it because you don't know how to stop it. So with Buddhism, we know how to stop our bad thoughts by replacing it with a neutral thought, like the name of the Buddha. Reciting the name of Buddha is a form of thinking, but it's a neutral, has no emotion arise with this. But it's a neutral, has no emotion arise with this. Don't hack but it's a neutral, has no emotion. โดนแฮกหรือเปล่า โผล่เข้ามาได้ไง
ไม่มีคนบลูทูธ
มีบลูทูธ
มีบลูทูธ
ใครเปิ
เปิ
ด
ดบลูทูธไว้
Anyway, so if you can stop your thoughts and then you can also direct your thoughts. Once you know how to stop your thought, you can direct your thoughts to think in a way that will make you feel good. So this is the purpose of having mindfulness. And when you can stop your thought, you can also rest your mind. When you feel heavy, your mind is burdened with stress, with worries, with anxiety. You can get rid of this temporarily by sitting still and focusing on a mantra or on an object of concentration. If you're sitting, you can use your breath as your object of concentration. Just focus, just keep watching your breath in and out. Don't have to follow your breath in or out. Just watch at the tip of your nose, where the point of contact, where the air contact the body, the nose. If you can keep focused on that point, then you can stop thinking. And eventually your mind will become still. When the mind becomes still, it becomes very light, very happy. So this is the way of, this is the real pursuit, the real way of pursuing your happiness. The real happiness is within yourself. It's not outside of yourself, like we all do. We go after something because this something we think can make us happy. Like we go after money, we go after status. But this thing, in fact, can cause you more anxiety and more restlessness and stress. Because these things that we go after, they are not fixed. They can change, they can disappear. And when that happens, then it causes you to become disappointed, sad. So this is not the way to pursue happiness. You should pursue happiness within yourself. There is a real happiness waiting for you inside yourself. And the only way to get to it is to have mindfulness. See? So that's the reason why we try to develop mindfulness, to stop thinking. Once the mind stops thinking and becomes still, then the mind is happy, without having to have anything to make you happy. And once you know how to do this, you can always do it all the time, because it's more controllable than things outside of yourself. Things outside of yourself is very hard to control. They keep changing, and when they change or when they disappear, they cause sadness. They cause you to feel bad. So this is the Buddha's way of pursuing happiness. Buddhism is the pursuit of internal happiness, the happiness within yourself. This is the real happiness, because you can keep it. Once you have it, you can keep it. But everything else, you can only keep it briefly or temporarily. Everything, when you die, you lose everything. And the fact that when you lose everything, including your body, it causes your mind to be reborn, because your mind still wants to have this thing. So when you lose this body, when this body dies, the mind just go look for a new body, waiting for a couple to copulate and inseminate and fertilize the eggs. And then your mind will then go grab at that body and wait for it to exit the womb, and then grow up and then use this body to pursue more happiness, and always end up in sadness or disappointment, because no matter what you have, you will have to lose it sooner or later. So that's why the Buddha said, this is not the way to look for happiness. It's actually the way for looking for sadness, looking for suffering. The way to look for happiness is to look inside, to come inside. Then the only way the mind can come inside is by the power of mindfulness. Mindfulness stop the thought, because the thought is the vehicle for the mind to go outside. See? You have to think first before you can go anywhere, right?
Yes.
Before you can come here, you have to think, I'm going to come to Thailand. Once you have this thought, then you pursue this thought. Then you say, what I have to do? The next thought comes up. What do I have to do to get here? You have to buy a plane ticket, you have to get visa, or so forth. Then you keep thinking about this thing, see, until you eventually come here. But if you don't think, then you don't have to come here. And by coming here and not coming here, if you can be in Chicago and meditate, you'll have more happiness than coming here. And you don't have to go through all the hassles of coming here, see. So this is the purpose of meditation, the purpose of developing mindfulness. Once you have mindfulness, you can control your thoughts, you can sit still. The reason why you cannot sit still is because you cannot stop your thoughts. When you cannot stop your thought, when you have thought, then you will have desire and craving arises. If you think about a hamburger, you want to go and have a hamburger. If you think about a cup of coffee, you want to go have a cup of coffee. Then you will not then you will not be able to sit still, because you will feel frustrated. Once you want something, your mind become agitated, desiring. But if you can stop the thought, then this desiring will stop. Then you can sit and be happy. So the key to success in this process is to have strong and continuous mindfulness, to be able to stop your thoughts. So right now you want to hijack your thoughts by using a mantra. Instead of thinking about coffee, hamburgers, cakes, movies, music, just reciting a mantra like Bhutto, 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 Bhutto. Some people like, if they cannot recite the word Bhutto, they use chanting. They can chant some of the Buddhist verses, like chanting the morning chanting verses. Because it's longer, it's more engaging than reciting just one word. This is also a way of hijacking your thoughts from going to think about other things. And when you don't think about other things, then the desire for those things will disappear. Then you will find that you will be comfortable sitting. You won't feel restless or frustrated, because you have no desire to go anywhere, to do anything, to get anything. So this is very important, the ability to have this mindfulness continuously. With Buddhist monk, this is the main undertaking. That's what we do all day, from the time we get up to the time we go to sleep. We have nothing else to do as a monk but develop mindfulness in order to control our thought, to stop our thoughts. See, once we have managed the first stage, we can stop the thoughts. Then the next step, we can direct the thoughts to think in a way that will make us feel easy, at ease, and happy. See, there's a way that you can think that will make you feel at ease, happy, and not desiring for anything. And the way to think is to think of the truth of the things, of things around us, of things that we used to go after for our happiness. If we really look at all the things that we go after for our happiness, they are all impermanent. See? They come and go, they change, they don't remain the same. They might be good when you first get it, but after a while it can change and turn into something bad. Like everything, equipment, telephone, when you first buy it, it's working well. But after you use it for a while, it starts to break down. Then once it breaks down, it causes you, problem. You cannot use it like you used to use it before. So instead of having happiness from this equipment, you have problem with this equipment. See? So if you can think in this manner, then it will make you want to give up everything, not have anything, because whatever you have, sooner or later it's gonna cause you problem. Sooner or later it's gonna disappear or break down, and you can no longer depend on it to make you happy. And when you don't have it, then you become sad. But if you don't have to rely on them. You rely on your mindfulness to make you happy. Then you don't need to have anything, see. So this is the next level. Once you know how to stop your thinking, the next level is to train your mind to think the other way. We normally look at things as good, right? When we see things, we say, oh, it's good. If I have it, it will make me happy. But we don't look further, that once you have it, what happened after that? Once you have it, sometimes this thing that you have will leave you or disappear or break down. Then what happened? See, you don't think that far. You only think just just acquiring it, just to have it. But you don't think what happened after that. So you have to think all the way to the end. If you think all the way to the end, you'll see that everything will eventually has to break up or have to be separated from you. So when that happens, what happens? You feel bad, right? When you have to lose something you love, you feel bad. So this is how we teach the mind to let go of everything, not to rely on anything to make us happy. We have something better inside us, that is the stillness of the mind, the mind being still. And we can do that by having continuous mindfulness. Once we have this, we can let go of our desire for things and people, money and wealth or whatever. We don't have to rely on them to make us happy. We can be happy just sitting here and be still, not thinking. This pretty much summarizes the reason why you should develop mindfulness. And you have to be patient because this takes time. It is something like learning a new trade, learning a new trick, like learning to use your other hand. Normally you only use one hand, right? You use the hand that you normally use.
Yes.
But if you have to use the other hand, you'll find it hard to do. But if something happened to your normal hand, then you'll be forced to learn to use your other hand, right?
Yes.
And once you try to use it, after a while you'll become acquainted with it until you become like the other hand. That's why we have left-handed and right-handed people, right?
Right.
Yeah, because they used to train their mind to use that hand. So if that hand cannot be used, then you have to retrain yourself to use the other hand. This is the same way. We are retraining the mind. Instead of going after things to make it happy, train it to let go of everything and come inside instead, and to make it happy. And in order to be able to come inside, you need to have mindfulness to bring your mind back inside. By stopping the vehicle that takes the mind outside, which is the thoughts. You think, and then will take your mind outside. Like, see, you think, the mind, then it takes you all the way from Chicago to here. What brought you here? I don't have to ask you, I know. It's your thought that brought you here. Everybody that comes here right now, they come here because they have thoughts of coming here. See? I am here also because I have thought of coming here. So I'm here. If I don't think of coming here, I won't be here. If you don't think of coming here, you won't be here.
Thank you.
Okay? So try to develop mindfulness. You can do this from the time you wake up. Especially when you don't have to think, most of the time you don't need to think. What you do is quite routine, like taking a shower, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, eating. This routine doesn't need much thinking. You can stop your thought. But we don't, right? We normally think along with what we do routinely. We might be taking a shower, but we already start thinking about what to do next, where to go today, who to meet, and so forth. This you have to stop if you want to have mindfulness. You want to bring your mind back to the present, to be with your body, or to be with a mantra, so that you don't think. Or if you can stop thinking, then you don't need to use a mantra. If you can just observe what you're doing without thinking, then it means you already have mindfulness. But if you cannot just observe, you still think about this and that, then you need something to stop this thinking, like chanting mentally, reciting mentally, focusing on what you do, concentrate on what you do. But this is going to be difficult because you'll feel uneasy, because you're not used to it. And you might be able to do it just for a few seconds. And the next thing you know, you're back to what you used to do. You used to think again. So as soon as you realize that you're not being mindful, then you just restart again. Start being mindful again. And when you have time, you have to sit and then meditate. Focus your mind on your breath or on a mantra. The longer you can sit, the longer you will be happy. This is the best way of spending your time. It doesn't cost you any money, it doesn't cost you any physical energy. It's free. The best things in life are free. You don't need money to make you happy. You don't need a wife to make you happy. Actually, a wife will make you sad. Yeah. After some time, when she starts to argue with you. Or you might worry about her because you care for her so much. You don't want anything to happen to her, So instead of being happy with having her, you're ending up being more unhappy by having her. But you cannot be alone because you cannot be happy by being alone, because you don't know how to meditate, because you don't know how to develop mindfulness. So you need somebody to make you happy. Then that somebody or something will turn around and make you unhappy. But if you know how to develop mindfulness, you know how to calm your mind, you can be happy without having to have anything or anybody. So this is what you should try to do. Change your target of happiness from people and things to mindfulness. Try to stop your thought, trying to be mindful. Once you are mindful, you can sit and meditate. And your mind becomes still and happy. But if you have no mindfulness, you cannot sit for long. You become agitated and restless and frustrated, and you feel uncomfortable sitting. So you have to get up and go do something to make you happy instead. But if you have mindfulness, you can sit and enjoy sitting, meditating, and be happy. So you have to be patient. It takes a lot of time and effort. So don't lose your time. Don't spend your time uselessly. Spend your time for your benefit by trying to develop mindfulness all the time. Only think when you have to think. If you don't have to think, stop thinking. Because most of your thoughts will cause you to feel bad rather than feel good. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anybody else want to ask? We have two other gentlemen from...
What brought us here was my wife. So it said your mind, you got to know where the place is first, so to bring you there, as you said. Yeah.
Yes, please repeat again.
So you said your mindfulness will bring you to where you want to be. Yeah. So you will not be here.
No, your mindfulness will stop you from going anywhere. See?
Okay, your mindfulness will stop you from going anywhere. Wow, that's really
It's your
sensitive.
thought that brings you all over the world. See?
What?
And wherever you go, you'll only be happy just briefly. Then after a while, you become bored or you become unhappy with that place where you go. But if you can stop your thought, then you don't have to go anywhere. And you can be happy where you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. There's a place that I like to be,
Yeah.
and I don't need to go anywhere.
That's
Some
right.
people can only spend a small amount of time at that place.
Uh-huh.
So that's my place of mindfulness or utopia.
Right.
But you said that coming here, your thoughts would bring you here by being,
By not being mindful.
by not being mindful. Now, I wouldn't have known this was here unless my wife brings me here. And she brings us to, I think, out of 2,300 temples in Thailand. We've probably done the majority of them by now. So, but it's interesting teachings that you offer. And you say about buying something, and once it's broken, it makes you unhappy.
Yes.
And your mind being so by clearing your mind brings internal happiness, as
That's
it were.
right.
But we all need things to survive in life.
All this we all have to, but they are just quite small things. The four requisites of life, that's all we need. Food, shelter, clothing, and medicine.
Right.
And that's what we do. We monks do this every day. Every day we go into the village and collect food from the people who are generous to give us food.
Yeah. But those guys the people that you like ourselves, we donate to the temples, and those people, they have to go and buy tools to go and get the food, to make the food.
Mm-hmm.
So they need things to do that. So it's very difficult for the layman to have complete happiness, to be completely alone. It's you need that interaction. Otherwise, society would not thrive.
I know.
Economies would not grow, and people wouldn't be able to cultivate the foods and support different ways of life.
Well, we'll have a different kind of economy if we change our pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
Well, we just have the basic economy: food, shelter, clothing, and medicine. We won't need cars or airplanes or automobiles or anything all these things that we have that we don't really need.
Okay, I'm going to disagree to agree.
Go ahead.
Well, we need transportation to go and so medicines and stuff like that to get the medicines and discover medicines from far reaches places on the earth. We need all these transportations to keep society alive and well. So if medicines are not there, there's only a certain amount of medicines you can pull from nature, from your surroundings, that will survive the human body for so long. But
Yeah.
you need. So I'm just seeing, through my travels in life and what I've seen in life. It's interesting, your teachings, as it were. So it's a new way. We've only just got here, so
It's a new way of looking at life.
yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And we look at life from a different angle. We look at life from the mental, the mind angle, not the body angle.
Mm.
Because for us, the mind is eternal, see. The mind doesn't die.
That's right.
But the body dies. The body is a temporary entity that only exists for maybe 80 years, 90 years.
It's in this vessel
Right.
we carry.
So it's pointless to look too much about your body.
Mm.
Just look after it, just enough for it to exist. And if it should have to die before its time, so what?
Mm.
You know. So you don't have to spend too much effort looking after your body. So you say like you need to create all these medicines. You know, ancient people, they don't have to create medicines. They got medicine from nature. Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for modern medicine.
That's right.
So my soul has left its vessel,
Yeah.
and it's come back several times. So I'm very lucky to be here, and that's because of modern medicine. That's why.
Yeah, but no matter how good medicines are, eventually you're not going to be here anyway.
Oh, of course. But it's kept me here to meet
It's just
you,
a matter
so
of time.
it's kept me here to, my
Yeah.
journey in life. It's brought me. Well, my
Yeah.
wife has brought me to you. So
Yes.
and
So
she drives
see,
me
we're
crazy.
speaking from two different point of view. You're more physical looking. We are more mentally looking. So we think about different things. So we think the mind is more important than the body. If you are happy and your mind is happy, it doesn't matter whether your body is well or not. Yeah. The happiness of mind transcends the sickness of the body. But the other way around, if your body is well, but if your mind is not well, so you're not happy. So it's better to focus on your mind rather than on your body. That's all. This is how we look at it. This is how we do. The Buddha said, just give the body the minimum attention, just enough to let it exist. And if it should get sick, if you cannot cure it, if it's gonna die, let it die. Because sooner or later it's gonna die anyway. But kill the mind, look after the mind, because the mind doesn't die. And the mind can be cured forever, can be happy forever. See? So this is what we try to do. And that's why we concentrate 90% of our time on the mind, developing mindfulness, and teaching the mind to let go of everything else. See?
What was the name of the monk on the mountain, honey, where we went?
ภูทับเบิก
Put up, wasn't it?
ภูทับเบิก
ภูทับ
วัดที่ภูทับเบิกอะเจ้าค่ะ
ภูทับเบิก
Now, this monk, I would say, was the most happiest monk I've ever come across. I think he's complete. When we went and met him, and we sat with him for some time and talked to him, obviously through translation. He was. I'd say he was in my mind when I met him. It enlightened something. It gives you an awakening. But,
Well, nice. Thank you for your input.
no, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just trying to talk from my perspective,
No, it's good.
and you talk from your perspective, and we can combine them and make them beneficial. We have to look after our body, but we also have to look after our mind. So
Now, how do I get rid of a miserable wife?
when she becomes a nun,
When she comes a nun, or I become a monk.
yeah. If she meditates and she finds it more happier than living with you, then she'll go and become a nun. Do you have anything to add?
I think it's key what you said, in your time. So in your private time to have, as you said, is correct preaching. But not all the time, that's the difference. For you, that's your profession, so that's your way of life. But for most people, they have to work, to live, to survive. to put food on the table, they have to have thought. And thought for their wife, for their family, to bring them up so they can progress, to educate them. And so life goes on. But you're very true in what you said, but it's a time when you have to have time for yourself to reflect, to calm yourself. And just to repeat myself, that's what you do, and that's admirable and honourable, and to teach that to other people, but not for other people to do it all the time. Otherwise, well, maybe all the time in their own time, but to educate, to progress, to make humans progress, have better lives, better way of living better and living longer, if that means living better. But otherwise, what you said is true.
This is the way to live longer and happier. Live with the mind, not with the body. See, the mind doesn't die with the body. See, once the mind is happy, it keeps on being happy, regardless of the condition of the body. So what you do is, you study this method on your free time, and you try to apply this method on your free time, whatever you have. And once you start to experience the result, it will encourage you to have more free time. So then you might find some more time from other activities and spend it on this way of developing your inner peace. See? So as you move forward, you'll find more time and more time. And then eventually you can become a monk this way. This is how I started. I was just like you. I didn't born as a monk. I went to school, I went to college, I worked. But after I studied the teaching of the Buddha, I said, maybe this is a way I should try. So when I tried, I find it good for me. I feel more happier. I feel less miserable. So I try to find more time for it. See, then I decided I should stop working. I have some money left from I saved from my work, and I find that I can have a 1-year sabbatical from work and concentrate on this practice. And after 1 year, I ran out of money. Then there's another option if I want to continue on, is to become a monk. So that's what I did, see. This is just step by step. It's not something suddenly. You cannot pull yourself suddenly from your family, your work, your normal way of life to a different way. You have to slowly, gradually switch track like the train, You have to slowly switch the track. Okay. Where are you from?
From London, UK.
From London, and you?
It's my brother.
Oh, your brother. Okay. Good. All right.
I don't live in London anymore. I
Yeah.
live by the seaside, where it's peaceful and quiet.
Now the reason why I asked, because this talk that we talked today will be posted on YouTube later on, and you can go and watch it again if you like. It's under the Dhamma in English. Just search for Dhamma in English on YouTube. That's where all my talks in English is posted. Okay. All right. มีใครอยากจะพูดอีกไหมคุณศรีสุรางค์ภาษาไทยไหมหรือจะเอาภาษาอังกฤษ You have anything to add?
In English?
Yeah, if you like.
What to say? I've gone through all these mindfulness, and so I'm on the track at the moment. But
Can you speak close?
I would like to tell you what happened in each day. When was it? Last time I prepared food and ready to give food to the monks first thing in the morning. And I set my alarm clock to wake me up at 5:20. Anyway, most of the evening, after my meditation, which finished about nearly midnight, I lie down, I still continue putto, putto, just to try to make me sleep faster. But anyway, that very morning, I dreamt that there's a very young person came to me. She carried a big bag full of food and sweeties and fruits, put next on the table next to me. And it suddenly dawned on me that I was late. My friends whom I made appointment with to go to offer food to the monk at Ban Ampere left. But she came and hugged me and said, "Never mind, it's all right, it's all right." A big hug to me. When I look at her, she was absolutely beautiful girl, very beautiful, with her dress same color like me, like this, but in a style like Nisit student, college students in Thailand. We didn't communicate in language, in words, but it's the mind that she said it'll be all right. So after that, I woke up and I looked at my alarm clock. It's still there, 5 o'clock sharp. So somebody came to wake me up. So I got up. But it happened before that too, that I make an appointment to come to listen to Dhamma here. And I overslept. My friend rang the bell. So for me, it's related to that. Somebody trying to control me, to trying to help me to come to do the thambun, to listen to Dhamma.
It's the alarm clock in your mind. Once you know you have to do something, it will remind you when you sleep. Get up, get up.
Yeah, so I'm quite surprised, that there's something control me to come to do some good things, my determination.
So your intentions. Once you have intentions, establish an intention, then it will be fixed in your mind.
And I think partially because I got clear mind, no confused mind anymore like in the old day. Say if I also meditate in the afternoon too. So most time that I have, I stop thinking mainly, but not completely. Yeah. But it's still, so that's probably guide me to wake myself up by using something that surprising that it represent myself when I was in university. Just dressed like myself. So,
okay.
So that's a good thing. What do you think?
Yeah. But I thought I want you to talk more about your practice, mindfulness and meditation, and the teaching of the Buddha. How much have you learned, and how much have you applied in your life? How does it change your life in any way?
Yes, it certainly changed my life in a way that I used to be quite a moody person, bad temper in a way when I work in my younger day, and later, especially husband. I'm a very neat and tidy person, and he's such a messy person. So it's a conflict, really. But when the teaching was saying that nobody's perfect, and you have to look at yourself first, In fact, I never look inside. I always look outside. my children, not good. But I never looked at how bad I've been doing. So to learn to look inward, I can understand that I'm not that wonderful person as I thought I'm perfect, I'm good. So I start to compromise with others who I can't change them. My husband still the same, being messy. My children still continue to do whatever they think is best because we're all individual. So that made me a lot happier and calmer. And each day, I woke up in the morning, first thing is to go for a walk around the lake and put toe all the way, probably about 2 kilometers, and then come back for breakfast. And to make breakfast and eat, that's concentration. So it's easy to have it all the time and say, check all the information, what I have to do, or with the letters from the bank, or some urgent matter. I cleared it in the morning only. So in the afternoon, I kept myself free for listening to Dhamma and meditation. So life is a lot happier for me now. And
less stressful.
Less stressful, and I know that I would die.
Because you let go more.
Yeah, I know I'd die. Well, I don't need to worry whether I'm going to have cancer, I'm going to have heart attack. I went to have a health check purely for the doctor to certify I was in good health, because I had to make a will, living will. And the doctor asked me, did you have a regular health check? It means in the hospital to have x-ray and many other things. I said, no, I haven't had it for 8 years. He was shocked. I said, why should I need it? Because whether I have it or not, I would die anyway, as you have just said before, you would die. And the more that I got to have a look, you're looking forward to the doctor would say, oh, you something wrong with you here and there and there, and it causes worries. You're not going to be happy. So it's best to leave it, come what may. And you get yourself treated when it happens. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy.
Okay.
Through meditation.
You're ready to face old age, sickness, and death. You can embrace it. Yes, I make a life will. I do not want to carry on with my to sustain my life when I'm probably end up like vegetable, things like that. So I'm happy. Mm. Yeah, this is what the Buddha teaches us to recollect continually. Is the fact that we're gonna get old, get sick, and die, and that there will be separation from our loved ones. Yeah. Because if we don't contemplate, we can forget. And when we forget, we will start to cling to our body and cling to our possession and our loved ones. When you cling and when you have to leave, when you're still clinging to them, you'll feel very bad. But if you constantly reminding yourself, I'm gonna get old, I'm gonna get sick, I'm gonna die, I'll have to be separated from my loved ones, then you start to let go of your clinging to to people and things. And when you have to experience the real thing, when you get old, get sick, or die, or separate from your loved ones, you won't feel bad, see, because you prepared yourself for this eventuality. So this is the way of directing your thought to think in a way that will make you not feel bad, to accept the truth of life. Life is impermanent. Life is not under your control. Life has its way. You cannot tell it to go this or that way. It just goes the way it is gonna go. And you just have to to ride along with it, go along with it. If you can go along with it, then you will not be miserable. You will enjoy life even when you're old, when you're sick, or when you die. See, the problem with us, we don't want to go along with life. We want to direct life, but we cannot. Life has its way. It's going to go the path of aging, sickness, and death. But we don't want to go that path. And when we have to go, then we will feel very bad. But if we can change our mind and teach the mind to accept this path, this is the path of life that we have to go through, then we can enjoy it when we get old, when we get sick, or when we die. And the only way to enjoy it is to have a calm mind. We have to meditate to stop our resistance to this path. Then we can enjoy life as to the fullest. No matter whatever happens to life, you can take it as they come, as it comes. You will not feel any sadness because you know this is the way it is. Sadness arises from our refusal to accept it, to deny the truth, the reality of life. So this is why we have to meditate to stop this resistance, stop our thought, our desire to resist the reality of life, the part of life that we don't like aging, sickness, and death, and separation. Once we can stop this resistance, this denial, then we will not feel hurt when it happens, when things happen. This is the benefit of developing mindfulness and meditating and contemplating on the reality of life, such as aging, sickness, and death. It might sound negative, but it's not really negative. It's true. It's a truth. It's a truth that we don't want to see. We want to deny. We want to forget. Because when we think of it now, we feel bad. See? But if you can meditate and calm your mind, if you have a calm mind and you contemplate on the truth, you will not be hurt. You will actually be thankful that you contemplate, because when you contemplate on the truth with a calm mind, your mind will be more calm. So you have to first calm your mind before you can contemplate the reality of life, the part that we don't like to contemplate on, which is impermanent. Aging, sickness, and death, this is impermanent. Okay, you want to add anything more? Or ask anything else? Okay. If not, then I'll give my blessing to you. Okay, จะให้พร
สาธุค่ะ